Okay. So Christine said she'll be on live. She is on listening, but I'm going to go ahead and get started because Brielle has a very busy day. She has a party this afternoon and she is finishing her Cadillac and the girl is hot. So we want to appreciate every bit of time that she's able to pour into us. But let me just, oh my gosh, her accolades are amazing. So I'm just going to read what she sent me. She's a California girl. She was uprooted at 8 and moved to Montana. She graduated from Eastern Washington University with a major in, get this, biology and a minor in chemistry. She worked on her doctorate for 2 years in South Mississippi. She moved to Colorado for 10 months to handle her grandfather's affairs, and then her husband Stephen got a job in Southern California to be a teacher. So she has, her business has thrived through 4 moves. I get that, girlfriend. I do have to apologize. My son just started mowing the lawn outside the window. So it will not be forever, but it will be. Okay, she's married to the fabulous Brielle Flanagan for the past, it says for 2 years. I thought, oh, okay.
Longer than that now.
Okay, I was going to say, okay, they will have had 10 years of life this year together. And they met when she was a red jacket. So that's super fun. Now, she and Stephen are parents to 2 fur babies, Dutch and Coco K. How cute is that? And then you went on the trip to Coco K. Isn't that great? Okay, so she earned a $100 profit from her first party in Mary Kay. Working part-time, Brielle financed first home at 21 years of age. She earned the esteemed position of sales director in September of 2014, joining the top 2% of the company. So just a couple of years she's been a sales director. We're so excited because she will be the hottest, most beautiful pink Cadillac director in Southern California. She has earned 4 cars, and they're finishing their pink Cadillac this month, and she has earned 2 all-expense-paid trips to the Bahamas, of course, is one, as well as Cabo San Lucas through her All-Star program. She has earned 4 diamond rings for Core to Sales. She finished on the move as a new director, and she was Rookie of the Year as a new director. She is the leader of the Future Prevail area, a group totaling over 125 outstanding consultants. Her highest take-home check from 1 month is in excess of $9,199 without her sales. What Brielle loves most about her Mary Kay business is that her ability to instill courage in other women, which allows them to think a new thought, to bring their confidence to a new level, and for them to accomplish their dreams, prevailing through circumstances to define their destiny. She is called to the position of National Sales Director and cannot wait to see what the future holds. I wanted you guys to meet Brielle. She has blessed me. I've watched her. I've secretly wanted to be her friend and that little, that bromance or girlmance. And so it's really fun because now I get to say she is a dear friend and she calls me and I call her. So we are so blessed. And this is your opportunity. I wanted her to pour into you, but guys, this is where you're going to be able to ask her questions. So sit back, relax, and Brielle, we are so thrilled that you are with us. And Zulema just made it.
Hi, Zulema.
Right away, my friend.
Welcome, guys. Well, thank you so much. And you guys are just amazing. You guys know you have the most fearless leader. I just love your Mary Kay mama. She is so fabulous. She's techie. She's on point. Like when everybody else is like behind the curve, she's like ahead of the curve by 20 miles. So you guys are in such great hands. And I just love your guts. You're easy. So magnetic. She's like, I go on tangents. I'm like, it's my favorite thing ever. So it's just the best. It's absolutely the best to just listen to your fearless leader. So I'm honored to be able to speak to you guys today. So just to kind of give you guys my backstory, I know you guys got to hear my accolades, but you know, I think Andrea wanted me to tell you kind of just about my, personal story. And basically when I started Mary Kay, I had acne all over my forehead. I like literally was covered in like pimples, and I was playing Division I volleyball, and I was way too busy. I was tutoring football players for extra money. And this Mary Kay thing came along, and I was like, oh, I can get my products half price. That's fine. But I don't ever want to sell anything. You could never convince me to sell anything. So I would die 1,000 deaths. I quit Girl Scouts. I mean, I gave my brownie vest back. Don't tell the Girl Scouts. That's a party I'm doing next. Is I'm doing a little mother-daughter party for the Girl Scouts, which I think is hysterical because I totally quit. Like, I was like, they have to sell stuff? Ew. Like, I mean, just that snotty, like, I cannot, that was my that was kind of just where my heart posture was when Mary Kay came into my life. And I fell in love with the products, as we all do, right? And but more than that, I was kind of a tomboy. Like, I am not a big like makeup guru or anything. When I was 19, you know, I mean, I think I knew sort of how to put on, you know, mascara and stuff, but it was not my jam. You know, I'm a guy's girl, not a girly girl. So if you would have said like, you're going to be a, you know, international director with Mary Kay, I would have been like, haha, you're cute. I'm going to become a surgeon, and you're not going to convince me of anything otherwise. So what happened was I really fell in love with the women. So I held my first little session totally against my will. My recruiter, like, you know, just basically said, just do it once, and if you hate it, that's fine, whatever. You can just be active. And lo and behold, what I had learned was I was going in inactive status. Like, I had placed my first order to get my stuff, and I was like, leave me alone. And so I was going to be inactive. So she got her claws back into me and said, you have to hold one session, you have to hold a party. So held the party. Okay. Held the party. And I fell in love with helping women. I fell in love with how their faces lit up after they put on product. And I said, wow, like, I might actually have girlfriends for the first time in my life. Like, I'm that girl that would like escape to call her mom during lunch in high school because I literally felt like I had no friends. Like, that was really me. Like, no girlfriends, like no girl tribe. And now I think to myself, like, wow, like I have a whole, you know, crew of women that love to be in my space. And so I learned how to have girlfriends through my Mary Kay opportunity. And that's what made me so addicted to the Mary Kay culture. So I thought they were too happy. Like, I showed up at a meeting and they were all like dressed nice and cute. And I was like, they're way too happy. It's like disgusting. I don't get it. So anyway, lo and behold, I kept coming to meetings, and it made me happy. It made me happy to be in their space. So so I just kept doing it. And so basically when I actually met my husband, who was my boyfriend for quite some time, we've only been married, I think 3 years. So it's like crazy because, you know, I basically told him my blood runs pink. So like, you are gonna, and it's actually kind of funny, this story, like how we met. So he'll tell you a totally like different turn on the story, but the point is that my story is the only one that counts. Okay. So I was in this laboratory class. He was not my TA. He was a teaching assistant for a different class. I was taking medical bacteriology. So I was just in the same sort of room, and this arrogant kind of like really cute, like hunky guy is like talking. And I told my girlfriend Haley, I was like, I'm gonna go talk to him. And so went over and, you know, just said hi and, you know, made a little exchange. And I was like, he's kind of like stuck up, you know? And anyway, after a while, going back and forth through classes and stuff, I saw him in the hall one day, and he was kind of like sad, you know, and I like looked at him and smiled. I was like, hey, how's your day going? And he's like, not so good. And I was like, well, it just got better. You just saw me. And then I text him later to see if his day got better. So I tease and tell my unit all the time that, like, if it weren't for my Mary Kay follow-up skills, I would not have a husband right now. So honestly, like, I think that's one of the best things that ever came out of my starter kit, was just like learning the beauty of like follow up on people, love on people where they are. It doesn't matter who they are. They're meant to be in your life in some way or another. So so he's, you know, obviously been with me. We dated for like 10 months, and then we moved to Mississippi together. He says, oh, it'll be fun. We'll go on vacation, and we'll go to New Orleans. And it was Halloween time, and, you know, whatever. We maxed out Amex cards, and it was a good old time. And I interviewed for a position, and they said, okay, you can start your PhD. I was like, oh, great. I'll skip a master's, go right into a PhD program. And that's what we did. So for 2 years, I was kind of like, had Mary Kay in the back of my mind. Like, right at 19, I went to my first career conference, and I was like, maybe I could be a national sales director. Like, I had the vision. I was like, I will be a top director. Like, just tears bawling down my eyes, like, you know, my whole face, just a big mess. Like, they used to really play the top director video, and they had, you know what I mean? They had everything. All of them walked out, and it were so glamorous. And I was like, oh, like, there's something about that I'm meant to be where they are. Like, in here, 19 years old. Everybody else telling me my whole life, you're either going to be a doctor or a lawyer because you love to argue. And I was just a super overachiever, you know, always. Anyway, so I'm having this whole internal conflict because I had worked in the ER for 2 years while going to my undergrad, and basically nobody was very nice. So I was running and fetching blankets, hot blankets, and, you know, doing things that you would do in the ER. And I was learning about things, and I was talking to surgeons that I wanted their job, right? So that's what I tell people is make sure that when you are, you know, trying to consider a, you know, permanent profession, that you really like shadow somebody, that you really like get a chance to walk a mile in their shoes. Because basically the surgeons that I was shadowing said if they could do it all over again, they weren't sure that they would. And I said, really? Like, you get to help people, you save lives? And they're like, no, when I go on vacation, I still have to be on call. Like, when I go on vacation, if one of my patients calls me, I have to take the call. When I go on vacation, if somebody's on an airplane and they have a heart attack, I have to leave my family and be there. And what's interesting about my story is while I was growing up, like, you know, 8 years old, my parents moved us. My dad was a police officer. And so my parents moved us from from California to Montana because my dad got shot in the back by a gangbanger. So he kind of escaped. Okay. This is like kind of crazy. And so we moved to Montana, and my mom telecommuted from Montana to California for 30 years. So I learned like sign language between airport glass just so I could speak and say goodbye to my mom, because she was gone 1 week out of every month. So I would just bawl, like my, you know, just tears would be looking, you know, while I'm trying to talk to my mom. And so my family is like my number one, you know, like the peace in my heart, it comes from being able to be with the people that I love the most. So I tell you guys all that to just kind of paint the picture of like why in my mind it was so important to have options, and why I just held tight to our Mary Kay opportunity, because serving my family and being able to be there for my family was always just my number one priority. Okay. So my PhD program's going on. My husband says we're just going to take a vacation. We both interview, we both get free doctorate, you know, education. We decide to move. We buy a house, you know, together. We've only been together 10 months and we buy a house together. It's crazy. And we were in South Mississippi. I was in Mississippi for 5 years. So the first 2 years I was doing my doctorate, and anyway, my family would come down and visit once in a while, but it was like really important to me that I was pursuing my education, because everybody else told me this is who I would be. And so that's why it's important, our speak over ourselves and what we say to other people. It's so important because, you know, we're changing their life by what we say, by the words we say. So the whole time I'm in my doctorate program, I'm like on a Saturday or a Sunday, I'm like facialing. I'm doing like facials every weekend. Like I did not miss a power start. Like it was like, okay, this is really, really important to me, because my Mary Kay business kept giving me joy. Throughout all of the life stuff, my Mary Kay business was the thing that gave me joy. So even though I moved from Washington State to Mississippi where I didn't know anybody and it was totally different culture, it was like, this is the way I'm going to meet people, and this is the way I'm going to have an outlet. So anyways, left South Mississippi to, my mom called me. Another perk of the Mary Kay business is like my mom called me and she said, Granddad just had a heart attack, so I'm getting on a plane to Colorado. So I said, okay, I will be there in 18 hours. And I packed my Mary Kay car. I had just, I was just a sales director, packed my Mary Kay car with all my product, like everything behind me, like literally packed my car and, drove to Colorado to be there with my mom. Anyway, so I was there with her before he passed, and then he passed, and it was like, oh my gosh, there's 40 years of crap in here, and nobody else can like sift through all this stuff. So, I was taking care of his affairs, and in the meantime, we earned an Equinox, and then my husband got a job in California. So that's how we ended up in California, and that's really like my backstory as far as like, just to kind of give you guys a little like under the radar thing, like how does that even happen? But I'm just so grateful that I made the decision when I did to be a sales director. And I kind of just tuned out. I decided to leave my doctorate because I just thought, it would be better for me to be able to be there for the people I love no matter what. So Mary Kay gives you that ability and that flexibility that you can really be anywhere and you can take it with you. And how cool is the virtual world now? Because basically we can, we can just pack our car. We don't even have to pack our car anymore. We can just pack our computer, you know, and talk through everything, you know, even samples, like you could just like pack your samples, you could go anywhere and no one would ever know. So, I think my favorite way to like train and like just to let you guys kind of get to know me is I do something called storyboarding. And so I hope it like could maybe like help you guys kind of where you are in your life right now. Just like the thing that is the main thing that's like on the what bugs you list, or like the thing that you want to fix in your business, like what would that be? And you put it in the center. I'm like teach you this. This is like really fun. So you put it in the center of like a tic-tac-toe board. You like draw your little tic-tac-toe and you put whatever you're working on, like the thing that you want, right, in the middle. Okay. And I don't know, does anybody have anything that they want to like overcome in their Mary Kay business? Anything I can help you think through differently that you are like be excited to learn more about? Or like, do you need leads? Like, do you need more bookings? You know, what are you working on right now? So I could like help you kind of move from, I don't know, the space you guys are at, or if you have any questions just in general, like I want this to be very like free flowing, that you guys can just feel free to just get to know me as a girlfriend. So, yeah, anything specific?
No, unmute. This is your
How about
time
you,
to
Stacey?
pick her brain.
Well, I mean, for me, I'm loving the virtual, like being able to get more people and work it around. My family life's crazy busy,
Yeah.
but meeting people in this virtual world has been harder for me.
Yeah.
Getting more leads and whatnot.
So I mean, I think, so basically we'd say we put meeting people would be in the middle of your little box, right? Meeting people. So if you were going to coach a brand new beauty consultant in this virtual world as to how to meet people, what would you tell her?
Let's see. I guess ask your existing customers for leads.
Okay. And how do you, what incentive would they have to give you leads?
Maybe, I don't know, if they gave me 10 leads, I'd give them 10% off something.
Okay. 10 leads for 10%. Okay. Would that move you to do it?
Probably not.
So we know we need to rethink that one. Okay. How about like a free mascara if you give me five names and numbers of,
Awesome. Yeah.
or a free lip gloss, or I don't know. I just
Right.
have to train you guys, okay, to really think through issues, because we kind of play like we don't know, but that's total crap. So I always say this is the middle is the lie you tell yourself, and around it you need to root yourself in honesty, right? And ask ourselves questions, because there is nothing, you guys are problem solvers. You guys, you're moms, you are, I don't even know you guys, you know what I mean? But you have a story and have a life, and you're breathing and you look beautiful, and you're on a Zoom call, which means that you're a leader and you're an achiever. And so if you didn't know how to lead or achieve and lead yourself well, then you wouldn't be here right now. So I think we sometimes tell ourselves, I'm stuck, but you haven't even tried to get unstuck, because we haven't put the same amount of energy into being stuck into being unstuck.
Ouch.
I know. I'm kind of the brutal.
Oh, I love it.
The tough love. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not the sugar.
No. Andrea will tell you, just tell me straight. I absorb it much better when you're just straightforward. And ouch me. That's my aha. When you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and so basically, you know what I mean? Just keep working the square. But if you had like 8 different ways, like we could all come up with a different idea about how we would meet people, right? So you could ask your existing customers for referrals. You could engage people on a different level. Like, how old are your kids?
I have a 7-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 20-year-old.
Boys or girls?
All girls.
Oh, great. So like your youngest, 7, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Is she like in any girl groups? Like
Gymnastics.
Have you facialed all the gymnastics moms?
All the ones I've spoken to, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of them just drop them off and run, so there's not usually a lot of moms in there.
Sure.
I stay and try to meet them all.
Yeah. And then have you had all of them hold parties for you?
Working on it.
Okay. So that is your thing that you have to throw money at. Can you get the gymnastics moms? You throw money at them and you say, hey, you know what? You're going to get to shop at my discount if you just hold a session with 3 to 5 women, you know, in the next 2 weeks. You get to shop at my discount. Why not? What do you have to lose? Nothing.
Nothing.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. How about you, Zulema?
I have so many questions and I would like to try so many things, but
Okay.
my
Well, let's just go one at a time. Do them all. It's fine. It's fun.
Hopefully long. Anyways, making phone calls. It is my weakness, and I think I am doing okay, but I am not to my full potential because I do not want to make phone calls. I don't want to call nobody.
Okay.
I text, I do videos, I talk to them in person, but I have so much people that I can reach to when I decide to start making phone calls.
Okay, so we have to define what we want here. So making phone calls is like nice, but your goal is not to make phone calls, because gosh, if my goal was to make phone calls, like I would be pretty sad, right? Like I'd be pretty I don't know, I would be pretty disappointed because I did not come into a Mary Kay business. I told you I was terrified of selling. So if you told me that I had to make phone calls to make money, I'd be like, bye, like see ya. So let's like turn that around. So maybe like the main thing is the trouble you've had is getting into action, right?
Could be.
Okay. Because making the phone call, like, or what is it? What is the thing about making the phone call? Because, you know, picking up the phone, like if you had do you have kids?
Yes.
Okay. So if your kid had a broken arm, making a phone call is not that big of a deal, right? The phone weighs like a feather, right? I'll call 911 right now. Let's get it done, right?
That's
Perspective, right?
The thing. It's been my weakness for the last 20 years. And I always tell the girls, the reason why I'm doing my business right now is because before Mary Kay, I wasn't doing not even 911 phone calls. If my kid is dying, I will tell my husband, you call 911, I'm not calling. It's
so that's interesting, right? So what is it? Maybe, you know, it's getting down to the meat and potatoes about what is your fear about making a phone call? Like, is it really not like
I can deal with rejection.
Dealing with rejection. So you're like a high I personality and you don't want to disappoint people, let people down, or make people feel obligated, right?
Or my friends running away from me because they think I'm shaking on them and I just want to sell them something. And I hate that feeling of them thinking she's not really my friend, or she doesn't want to be my friend. She just wants to sell me something. That's my worst fear right now.
Right. So this is also another ouch piece of advice. I think I just did a guest speaking event like, I don't know, 3 days ago. And I said something, this is tough. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay. Okay. Here's the deal. It's not a real business if you're still talking to friends and family.
It's not.
It's not. So we have to figure out how to get past that warm circle. And I would submit to you that the main thing is that with social media, there's no reason to talk to your warm circle anyways. So like, what other areas are you involved in? Like, if you guys know me, I think she said, right, I have 2 puppies. I have an 8-year-old Rottweiler and a 7-month-old Rottweiler puppy. Okay. And they are like my babies, you know? And so I'm in a Rotties for your hotties group. I'm in a Moms of Rotten Life. Like, I'm in all these groups, okay, that are just about my dogs. Okay. It has nothing to do with anything else. And I literally will like post a picture of me with my puppies in there and my makeup's done. And I look the part, and, somebody will instant message me and be like, hey, oh my gosh, like, I love your dogs. And I'm like, hey, that's awesome. Love to send you a free care package. I send them out all over the country. Don't know if you've ever, had one, would love to give you one. Like, and people take me up on it. So, you have to think about the things that you already do. You have to think about the things that you already love and spend time in those pockets. Like, I think so much we think this is like pulling teeth, and you're not here to be at a dentist appointment. This doesn't have to be that painful, okay? Like, it doesn't have to be something that you dread. So if you don't like making phone calls and you like making 60 text messages, then you just have to understand that it's going to be 10 out of 60 of your text messages that people are going to respond to. And if your friends are tired of you bothering them, or you think that they're tired of you talking to them about Mary Kay, then you have to figure out a different way to get a different lead source. So you need 5 or 6 different lead sources, right? But you know that. So it's kind of like, okay, what can I do to start tapping into that? You know, who am I already associated with? Who am I friends with? And I mean, you guys are all the creme de la creme because you just did your 600, right? So, who did you hold sessions with last month that paid full price, that would love half price for getting in front of 3 to 5 of their girlfriends? Because I promise you, it's the bookings from your bookings that is holding you back in your business.
Awesome.
So anything else? I mean, I also think that just making it the phone call, like you have to like set your timer for 5 minutes. Like maybe you can give yourself a race. Like for me, I have to compete against myself. Like I like to, like competition within myself is how I win. So I'm like, okay, I called, 17 of my consultants in 30 minutes to let them know we're finishing up the pink Cadillac. So I wonder how many, if I can get 18 the next time I make my 30, I go for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like I'm playing a game with myself. So like maybe I'm doing booking calls and, you have to call them, then you send them a text, call them, send them a text. Maybe your way is going to be, really making sure that you coach the party well enough on the front end and the back end, and you close your party strong enough that you don't have to make so many phone calls. Because if you're booking from your bookings, every single time you have a party, you should have a couple of parties booked.
Quick question for you, Zulema. Do you feel like it's because of speaking English versus speaking Spanish that is also part of the concern?
At the beginning, that what it was. Like it was my biggest concern, my communication skills. But to this point, I feel that is like I'm just making excuses not to make those phone calls. Yeah. And I feel like, okay, I'm good at this level. I'm doing this many numbers at the month, and I'm just being lazy.
Well, it's comfortable. It's comfortable. Now, Brielle, tell us, because I think I understand, but as you work with each consultant, is this supposed to be like the middle is the issue and then around it are all of the solutions?
Right.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So,
I actually didn't come up with this. My girlfriend, Lauren Sweeney. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she does this thing called storyboarding, and
Katrina Earl did it for us.
Yeah, and it's like it's really fun because I mean it gives you just a different way of looking at it, So I think it's just important that we ask those questions. So like for Zulema, I can tell you like I love hearing your voice. Like, I don't know that anybody's ever told you that, but like, it's really nice when somebody has an accent. We like listening to it. So, I mean, I want you to know that, like, you have to get comfortable with you. You know what I mean? So if it's that's a hang up, it's just knowing that. But if it's creative avoidance because you like don't really want to do it because you don't want to set aside the time because you would rather be watching Netflix or whatever, then I'd say that your why is probably not big enough. So, what is the thing that really drives you? For me, like me and my husband, we want to have a baby, right? Like we want to like get on the baby train. So, we're going to do the baby thing. And well, when you have a baby, right, you got to have like childcare, you got to have somebody coming in to like help, you know what I mean? Or, want to be able to have your family come down and help. And, my house is big, like it's like, 2,400 square feet, but it's not like, what I grew up in, which was a monstrosity, you know what I mean? It's not my comfort zone really. Like I want everybody, my parents to be able to be in the guest bedroom, my kids to have their own room. Like right now, my house is like it's really like 2 masters. I can build a 3rd bedroom, but I'm not crazy about the idea. So then in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, I probably need to move. And I really want a hot tub because I like to have, my love language is time and service. So I really want to be able to have time with my husband in my hot tub so that at the end of the day, I like am not tempted to have my cell phone with me, that I can just have time with him. So now I need a hot tub. I need a steam shower pretty badly because I'm thinking that that's pretty important. And I also need to have a bigger house. And this house that I'm in right now was $650,000 and I put 20% down. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without my Mary Kay business. And so if I'm getting into the next level of house, it's like $1 million, maybe 1.5, like I have to have a little bit more cash. You know what I mean? So like my why is like, oh crap. Like I told myself at 19, I needed to be in a Cadillac. And I'm 29, gonna be 30. I need to be in a Cadillac before I'm 30 because mentally, that was a goal I already set for myself. Like I had to draw the line in the sand at some point. And if we keep pushing the line in the sand, then we stop respecting ourselves. So that is the number one thing, is you have to have your self-respect has to be first. So what are you working for hard enough that's important enough that you're going to throw your guts over the line for it? Like your heart is thrown over the bar. And oh yeah, okay, let's see. I was saving up for the hot tub, and then my husband needed $5,000 of dental work. So, you know, boom, there kills that. You know what I'm saying? But like that's, you need cash, girl. You need cash. You need cash. Like we have families, we need cash. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that helps or not, but I really want you, if you would go through and write down 50 reasons that you need to be at the next level in your business. I know 50, it sounds like a lot, but honestly, that's where you need to get to, 50. Because I can tell you, if we're not working from that kind of list, our gumption's not there. Our gumption to go do it is not gonna be there. Like I'm looking at a list. This was hysterical, you guys. I told my husband, I want to finish this pink Cadillac. He's like, if you get 24 qualified, you'll finish the Cadillac. You just need 24 qualified. Go earn your B. And you guys, I had all of these tracking numbers on a whiteboard. I should like flip this around so you can see. Hang on. I've like got it set up. I've got everything set up for my party that's going to happen soon. But anyways, see that whiteboard behind me? Okay. So he erased it. It was covered in numbers, like to track the Cadillac. Like I'm like, okay, this is what's happening. I have a DIQ, you know, blah, 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 right? Okay. He erases the whole board. And he writes the numbers 1 through 24, and literally, like, I mean, I'm up to 11 qualified, but literally he knows our business inside and out. And he's like, you don't need to think about anything else. You just need to do this one thing. So like, is your family so sold out on what you do that they understand how you make your money? Because money changes the game. You're never going to have your husband be like pissy with you about building a business if you're bringing home, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 checks. Okay. So yeah, just go for it, girl. You can do it. You can do it.
Thanks.
How about you, Christine? What's on the what bugs you list? What do we need to conquer?
Square footage. I'm like you. We're a family of 6 inside 1,300 square feet.
Mama, okay.
So, yeah, I need square footage, but I can't get square footage until we get out of debt and save that at least 10 to 20%.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and then I see the number and I'm like, oh, it's totally doable. It's just quarter sales. Just do quarter sales and you're debt free. And there's somewhere in my brain, there's a disconnect between, you know what it is, you know what it takes, where are you doing it? And I was like Zulima. I used to have fear of the phone is what I used to call it, desperately. And I had to get like a little fake $20 bill to tape on the back of it because I did the math every time I did a dial. Eventually it balanced to $20 in my bank account. So I got over that fear, and I'm very consistent with my sales and my customers. And I have 5 children. So like I have like the choir moms and the scout moms and the, you know, all the moms. So like my people to pick from is pretty big.
Right.
But
okay.
it's just
so
getting
Do you already break down your goal into like a weekly and a daily goal?
I haven't gotten that far with it yet, no.
Okay. So in order to do quart of sales, you have to, this is really like put quart of sales in the middle, right? Like save cash, quart of sales. I tell my girls all the time, you are not serious about your Mary Kay business until you open a savings account and you label it what your why is. You guys know what I did when I started going for Cadillac? I actually changed my password for my banking information to Cadillac 2020. Literally, so every time I log into my bank, I have to write that. So maybe for you, Christine, it has to be quart of sales, like quart of sales, like, but what is quart of sales? It's really $888 a week. So like you need to figure out how you're going to hold a minimum of 3 to 4 parties a week. Like, and that's not that hard. And you can write $888 on your fridge. And then you can start subtracting every single week. And then your kids are going to count down with you and they're going to be like, Mama, you have 500 to go. And you are not going to let them down. No. So it just comes down to our habits. Like, what is the habit that's going to get you closer to your goal? So, you know, quart of sales, yeah, it's fine and dandy, but how much are you saving? You know what I mean? Like, so you need to be able to put that money aside and say, yes, I did it. I have $1,667 in my bank account this month because of my Mary Kay business. And the reason I know these numbers like the back of my hand is because I do that. Like, that is what I do. So you can do it too. It's just honestly, you can't say, I have people that say that all the time. I just need to do my diamond ring. I just need to do this. I'm like, yeah, but it's not reality until you've broken it down. Your goal, you should know your goal like as quickly as you know your name. And when you know your goal as quickly as you can answer what your name is, then you will achieve it.
Yeah. Cool. I like that. I didn't realize it was $888 a week. Because I've done that in a week and I'm like, oh, that's light. And it doesn't usually take me 3 to 4 parties. Like I can do that in like 2.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I'm like, well, hey, it's 2 parties a week, $888. Like,
right.
Like that's easy. Like I can do that.
Right. I always say just do 3 or 4 so that if you do have a cancellation or something, you're not totally bummed out.
True. Yeah. Very true. $888 a week. So simple.
This is so great because I really, every time Christine shares, she knows all of her numbers. So I'm shocked because, I mean, you're so on it. So this is like eye-opening. This is great.
You mean the one number I don't know?
She knows quite a bit. So this is huge. Okay, you guys. So a couple more minutes with Brielle. Think about what are some of those emotional moments where you find yourself not taking action and thinking about what Brielle might be able to help you with. That's a hard one, isn't it?
It is.
We're all like,
So Brielle, oh, go ahead. Go, Stacey.
I was just say for me, sometimes, I mean, I know my problem's consistency. Like sometimes it's because something will come up with the kids, especially this whole new homeschooling a second grader. I didn't realize I was going back to second grade. You know, like everything changes so fast. I get in a routine and then 3 days later, I've got to completely change everything because either my mom is sick or one of my college kid came home from the coronavirus. Like I can't seem to get in a rhythm that works for me.
Do you have a spouse?
Yes, but he works for the police department, so that's not real.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a consultant. She has 5 kids and doesn't have a spouse. And so I tell her to lock herself in a closet for 15 minutes at a time. And she says she runs out to her car for 15 minutes, you know, like she has the oldest one that sort of like corrals the rest of them. And she just tries to give them 15 minutes, but you can work your business in 15-minute increments. And I just watched a training actually that was called my Fabulous 5 Favorites in 5 minutes. My Fabulous 5 Favorites, my Fab 5 in 5 minutes. And so basically it was this new approach to Mary Kay, you know, that no samples or anything like that. But that you'd have like a session, a beauty session, like we would do a virtual, that's like maybe 15 or 30 minutes. Like that's the gap. Like you don't get longer than that. And you literally set your timer for 5 minutes and you have to just say, hey, okay, Susie, I have 5 minutes to take you through this. And I need you to just totally listen while I'm telling you about my 5. And then I will answer your questions, check you out, whatever you need. But I have 5 minutes and I need you to just rock and roll this with me. And it is absolutely amazing. Like literally clicking through a slideshow, like 5 minutes. She shows the repair set. She just shows the microdermabrasion. We talk about this, you know, skin Vigorate, the eye patches, and like, what was the other one? I think maybe our 3D foundation or something. But anyways, the goal is to have like, basically, if you total everything up, about $400 to $500 in sales, like if you're considering all of the products that they talk about, and then just say, okay, what do you want today? And what's on your wish list? And, you know, whatever they want today, you check them out. And then whatever's on their wish list, you say, great, you can have half price. You can have my cost if you get me in front of 3 to 5 women who are willing to plug in with me for a 5-minute little session, you know, ready, set, go. Like literally brilliant, right? Because every woman in the world can find 5 minutes. So, I mean, even if you're stuck, I mean, our business is amazing. Andrea, what did you have something you want to say?
I just think, I mean, first of all, I'm taking pages of notes. Okay. I think this is so powerful. So if you guys have been in front of people, especially now, you're getting some responses. So what kind of things are you getting from your customers that you want to ask Brielle so that you can learn how to say it better? Her systems are so sharp. Like she is on fleek. And so that's where you really want to figure out, like, you know, where in the last week did you find yourself going, oh, I just gotta, I'll wait, or I can't do it now. And you sort of didn't know what to say or do. This is like the moment you want to ask her what she does.
I have a question. My goal right now is not selling or getting comfortable or getting more customers. I have my red lipstick because I haven't been a red jacket, and I would like to, you know, have my tribe or my team. So what is an advice that I can get from you? I know I have the knowledge. I can tell them it is a win-win. You know, we are amazing. You can get your money back. You have up to a year to give it a try. And if it's not for you, we totally know that. Anything that will help me to just open that gap with.
Yeah. Are you ready? You have a pen?
I am ready. I have a pen.
Okay.
Go easy on me.
Okay. Just write this down.
Okay.
I am being obedient. Hang on, just keep writing. I am building a team of fearless women.
Mm-hmm.
It's 30 to start. I am not asking you to be a makeup artist or sell products. I'm asking you to join my team and be part of the vision I'm creating.
To be part of my team?
I'm asking you to join my team and be part of the vision I'm creating. So if your plan is metal in your driveway or moving into leadership, then confidence is required. And the reason why you must sell and the reason why you must go through and talk to your customers is that your confidence comes from the last 7 days of work that you've done. So if you're not feeling very confident and you can't really control, you know, your happiness, your joy, because you're not in a system where your energy is magnetic. So you need your energy to be on point so that you can attract the team you are meant to have.
Thank you.
Okay, I got to jump in because what just happened, I got I got goosebumps, chicken skin, whatever you want to call it. We call it chicken skin in Hawaii. So you guys, I saw Stacy the other day when we were tracking Star. Star is in 4 days, 3.5 now. And Stacy said, okay, I'm going to take action. I saw Jules listening to her mom saying, there's no way I can finish Star. I've got too far to go. And Joanna said, well, have you done this? Have you called, made a video and offered gift certificates and da-da-da-da, and she gave an idea. The moment that Jules did that video, and I know as somebody who's actually gotten into action, it doesn't even matter the results at that moment. Like the fact that you did it, the fact that you tried, you have now created energy, which is exactly what Brielle's saying, that whether or not you know that that is all going to come together, you just believed more in yourself than you did by being a chicken, right? It's powerful. And that is why truly, Zulema, you just got to do the call, not even because you're, going to have the first person sign up, but because doggone it, I did it. And that's going to change everything about where you're going and who you are being for the women that want to follow you. That's great. Oh, Brielle, that was just amazing. Are you guys excited? You earned the call?
Yes.
Yeah, it's energy. So there's Brielle has been paving a way, and I've watched her with her people. I've watched her with her systems, and I just want to throw out there, she's so solid with technology, but with systems. And so in the last couple minutes, if there's anything you might want to know about her systems, or maybe there's something you can share, because if you only have 15 minutes, do you know the strongest system to get you the results? That would be the question that I would ask. Because if you only have 15 minutes, you don't want to go organize yourself. You don't want to sit down and figure out, okay, how much further do I have? If you only have 15 minutes, you got to do what's going to take you and move you forward, right? Right, Brielle? Is there some kind of a system that you follow, or something simple that you call first, then you text, and then you put them into your My Customers, or something just to give them a little bit more structure to help them create that system?
You have a 6 list. I mean, I think that the 6 list is the thing that I work from. I say that I'm a CEO at night and I am the worker bee in the morning. That said, sometimes my day doesn't even start till noon. I mean, honest to goodness, like, I take care of me first. And I don't even know how to tell you that, other than, like, I walk my dogs, I have my coffee, I am in a really good place. And peace is really important in my life. And so you might have everything going crazy, but you are actually in control of your circumstances. Like, you can be a reactionary leader, or you can be a proactive leader. And so I refuse to react. I absolutely refuse to react. So if my husband, I love this, he likes to go mountain bike riding. And so my husband says, like, hey, can you come get me? I got a flat, I'm like, yeah, but I have a call in 5 minutes. So I'm going to be on a Zoom when I pick you up. I love you, but I'll get in the car. I'll put my little clippy dude there, you know what I mean? Like, so that I can do what I need to do, but I made a commitment to myself first. So I think what happens is we forget the commitment that we make to ourselves. We have our faith, our family, and our career. And the commitment that you make to your career is as important as the commitment that you make to your family. And it's not that I'm not putting my family first, because in being successful in my career, my family will be they will be the ones that are blessed. So I think that I'm very clear on my why, about why I'm working for the 15 minutes that I'm working. And it's everywhere. Like, literally, I don't even know where my cup is, but I freak out when I don't have my cup. My cup, it says Operation Pink Cadillac. And literally, like, I look at it constantly because I'm drinking water out of this cup. I mean, the systems in place. I mean, yeah, I make a phone call. I have a tracking sheet. And basically it's just, it allows me to write a little C next to their name if I've called them, and a little T next to their name if I've texted. My systems are tight. I do use like Project Broadcast for text message follow-up and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm not meeting that many people out and about. Like I'm not really leaving my house. So everything that is like follow-up is like, I try to get the party booked as fast as possible because I know that women are more likely to show up for a group. So I like the mother-daughter thing that I'm doing, like if you guys could like see this, I print everything, like I send out facial packs and like I print every single sample pack. So like I know what I gave them. So like everything is like here. So like I have their name, I have what I sent them, and I write the order. Like I write order of application, like numbers 1 through 5 of like what they're doing. So like they cleanse first, they do the exfoliator or mask second, they do a toner or a serum third, they do a day cream or a night cream fourth, and then they do an eye cream fifth. And I throw foundation in there because I think that everybody should wear our foundation because it's the best. I'm obsessed with our 3D foundation. So, you know, I do those things. So I just do those things really, really well, that basically once people do that first skincare session with me, they really like trust me. I don't have a lot of time. So I text a feedback survey so they can, you know, give me feedback on the session. And I call them individually to follow up on the feedback survey. So, you know, I tell them they'll get a $15 gift card from me. I tell them that they can buy 3 items to get a 4th item free. I think that that's kind of brilliant. You know, like there's certain things that I think that I do that are kind of, not a new idea necessarily, but it's just kind of easy. So everybody's skincare is customized. Everybody's situation is customized. And I just look at everybody like, you know, they have a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important, right? That's what Mary Kay Ash always said to do. So I sit down with somebody and I give them the best of me, you know? So I think it's more important to be present than it is to be perfect. I think it's more important to show up than it is to, you know, be like frazzled, you know what I mean? So I think we can be trying to be good leaders everywhere else in our life, that sometimes we forget to show up for us, and you have to show up for yourself first. So the 15 minutes I honor because it's like, okay, it's my timer. And at any other job, you would have to work a specific amount of time. So why do we think Mary Kay is going to be different? We think Mary Kay is just going to be magical. Like we're going to show up, we're going to have our hair done, and we're not going to have to like execute. That's just silly, you know, that would just it's not real. So you know, my goal is that once, you know, people are exposed to being in my space, that they want to be in my space again. And that's my, like the fundamental of everything that I do is that if I leave somebody a voicemail, like I left a potential new recruit a voicemail. I interviewed her for a coffee, which I'm thinking is crazy. Like it's a $30 starter kit. It's kind of crazy for me to like romance her like the way I have, but I'm doing it. And anyway, I did a coffee with Carmen. We sat there for an hour, like just talking about life and Mary Kay. And she wanted to know, you know, she's a big wig. She's at an insurance place. Like, you know, she is a regional broker person, whatever. She runs a whole Aetna. I don't know. Anyway, she doesn't need the money. She doesn't need Mary Kay, but she said that her goal, I said, what's your top priority? And she goes, my top priority is to be a light in this world. And I said, well, then we have something that you really, really need to consider. And I really went down that road with her, is that like the ability that we have to be a light for other women is truly like incredible. So, you know, as I'm following up with her, you know, I left her voicemail. I said, Carmen, I'm doing a Taco Tuesday. Like we do a Zoom meeting in my house. I'm doing Taco Tuesday. So anybody that feels comfortable with COVID and everything, they can just come over, have tacos and hang out. And I can't imagine another girls' night out without you next to me. So let me know if you're game to come on board. I'm not asking for blood and guts. I just want to know if you can be in my space. And literally she texted me and she said, this is the best voicemail I ever got in my life. Like it is just, where is your heart posture for the women that you're looking for? And do you ask for what you want? And I'm just very clear about what it is that I want. So once you know what your why is and you know that you're clear, like everything else is going to fall into place. Okay.
You guys are so lucky to be on this call.
Yes.
So lucky. I think it's powerful to edify people for just what they were able to give us and bless us. And I know you guys are, so full, you might not even have words right now to express yourself. But if we could just have, at least two of you share what, and if all of you are willing to share what you gained from being with Brielle, it would be such a great way to end our time today.
I like the 50 list. I've done it before and I sent it to Andrea, but it might have been a couple years ago I might have done it. And so I need to redo my 50 list. And somebody told me to do a 50 reasons why your goal is important and 50 reasons why if you don't hit it, it's important. And I think I fell short last time because I didn't do the 50 reasons why it's not important to me. So I really liked that. And I like the tic-tac-toe, put the problem in the middle and all the solutions around it, because I can use that with my kids. I can use that with my team. I can use that with everybody. So I like that. It's awesome.
Yay! Good.
That's what I love most about Christine. She teaches everything to her kids. And that's the beautiful thing about what Mary Kay has passed on. And Christine does that her kids stand up and they've got their their goal poster, and it's just so much fun. So proud
and
of you.
they color my tracking form. So,
I love that.
family.
Awesome.
So.
I like how you said to throw the money at what you want. Like, if it's to get the people to hold a party, if they get my discount if they bring 5 women with them, or
I mean 3 to 5. I don't even care. I'm like, you know what? I've booked somebody, given her my discount, and I just said, I just want your list. I want you to just add people into the group or whatever. She spent, I think, the hostess credit, was like $350 was her order. And, a month later, and we actually never had that party. And I was kind of like surly about it, but I was like, whatever. And the next month she ordered $260 in product and she paid full price. So it's like, just don't overthink it. It's never a bad thing to get more people on product, and it doesn't cost you anything. Like none of our hostess credit actually has to like be a big thing.
Yeah.
Myself, I would like to say that I'm just blown away because everything that you have shared with us, we have such an amazing directors. Joanna and Andrea are always like, they're so patient and so nice to us. But what I do, like, I write down most of everything you have said, but what it really like got me is how you feel, how you transmit. If you're not in a good place, and sometimes I do feel that way, and it's true. If I don't feel in a certain way, I should not just try. I have to just like take care of myself before I start changing our girls' lives, because that's what I like, that we're changing ourselves and we're changing so many lives around us. So this is great. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm going to be looking for big things from you guys.
Love it. I'm so proud of each of you. I just want to bring it all together and say what Brielle just gave us is an opportunity to raise the bar. And so here's the thing, you guys, when you decide enough is enough, you draw that line in the sand, as Brielle just said. What is required is a little extra for you to plan time for yourself. You might have to get up a little earlier and get the kids their schoolwork laid out on the table and get their breakfast together. It's going to require just a little bit of something. Don't let that stop you. Don't let the fear of, oh, it's so hard. That's not going to be hard, because what's going to come from it is so much joy and so much belief and so much confidence that exudes from you that is going to be so worth the effort. So stop the madness, whatever might be going on in that head of yours, and just realize it is worth it. Yes? Yes, it really is. Because you want to be here next month. You want to be with our guest speaker. You want to be one-on-one and be able to ask your questions. And Brielle, I love you to pieces. I know you're busy. I want to thank you for pouring into my girls. And we're cheering for you to finish your Cadillac this month. It's happening, girl.
I know. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored. Okay, I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.